Hey, what's up guys, Brad here. So today we're taking a look at Darkest Dimensions World in review. Basically going through the good, the bad, and what I think could be improved slash what I'm worried about in the future. It's not going to be, split up into certain chapters or whatever. It's just going to be me talking for like 15 minutes or something. So strap yourselves in. But let me know down below what you think of DSOD World, because Konami do watch YouTube videos, do watch Reddit, discussion forums, Twitter, everything. They do take a look at those things and get to know what the players are thinking and feeling about the world and do react to it. And I know that firsthand from being talking to Konami developers. So let's get right in. Let's take a look at DSOD World in review and see exactly what I thought about it. So let's start with characters. That's the easiest thing to go off of. We have 3 characters in the game so far, Mokuba, Scud, and Kaiba. And in general, their reward cards are leaps and bounds beyond 5Ds, which I think is the point of comparison because that is the newest world we had. Both of them debuted at level 30 max, which I think is the problem, which we'll talk about in a minute. But in general, their reward cards and skills are a lot better. I think from like the skill-wise in 5Ds, the only really good skill that debuted with that world was Akiza's, the one that goes in the graveyard. That one was meta-relevant for a bit of a time. So in terms of that, in terms of meta-relevant skills in DSOD World, we have of course Mokuba's See You Later skill, the bounce the card back to the hand. That one's going to see a lot of play. And then of course the Blue Eyes skills, which I think will come into their own, especially the alternative one in the near future. So that's going to be pretty cool. But in general, the reward cards for those levels are leaps and bounds beyond what we got with 5Ds World. Of course, with 5Ds, Konami I think were very skeptical of synchros and how well they'd be accepted, and didn't want to like power creep the game immediately, which is why they came out rather weak. But DSOD World has no kind of worry with that, so they've given us things like Countergate and Kaiba, a very free to play trap card. We have a Deep Eyes White Dragon, a very cool burn card that destroys everything when it's destroyed, that is just a fun card to play around with. He has Dark Sacrifice in his gate rewards. Mokuba has all the Thunder Dragons, which are going to be a very cheap deck in the future, because obviously we do have Hawk as the UR in the newest box. But that's it. There's only like 2 or 3 more Thunder Dragon cards, and the rest of them are like, there's a Duo, which is a main deck monster, which is like a one-off you run, and then there's the Fusions, which of course they'd be expensive, but those are going to be like a 1 or 2 of. So investing in Thunder Dragons might be a good idea for the future, because they're probably going to be pretty good. Now, Scud is the outlier, because of course Scud's main deck is a really memey deck. It's burn, it's running lots of like ugly cards. I think Konami are very self-aware with regards to Scud. They even put his minions in the trash in Duel World, so they definitely know what's up with that character, and it kind of fits. I would like to see going forward, like Scud maybe get some better cards in his level 35, 40, 45, if we ever get there. That'd be pretty cool. But that's my main issue. Is not that we got 3 characters right now, because sure, I've done all the content, I'm stage 28 or whatever, I'm nearly stage 30. I've maxed out all the characters, I'm just working on the skills right now. But we didn't see level 35 for 5Ds till March, so that's a, what, 6-month wait. If that happens again, that's an okay time. I think that's kind of a fair time, depending on what other events we get and the rate of characters coming to the game. But also, we haven't seen 5Ds World increase. It's not at 40 yet, or 45. So unless that happens, like if 5Ds gets to like 45 in November, then that's going to be pretty cool. That's kind of fair, I think. But that doesn't bode well for DSOD World. Like, why would you not increase 5Ds World, but increase DSOD World? I don't quite get it, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the characters. Obviously, we do have the Unknown Duelist in Duel right now. I really like that event. I think farming events in general get pretty tedious, especially roaming ones. But this one, they've done a good job making it not tedious, because the event is so simple. It's just Duelist Kingdom rules, pretty much. And there's not much to think of about. The farm can be done very, very quickly. And it's genuinely the first time in a while when I've had a farming event, a roaming event, where I've gone, I actually really want to farm this character. Because it's just a fun thing to play against. The music's great. Their deck is somewhat okay, but in general, it's a fun farm to do. And the reward cards are pretty cool. Of course, getting our first cubics and getting access to some older event cards is always quite nice. And I do like that they've kind of incorporated it with the duel quest, in that if you duel against Prana, the Unknown Duelist, you'll get to secret rooms and get more gems and some reward cards. So I do like that. If they do this in the future and keep going forward with cross-pollinating events between the two, that'd be pretty cool. Because we saw that with Dark Sun and Kali. They had the mission circuit going on, and you got more points in mission circuit for doing Kali, which I took advantage of quite a bit and managed to grind my way through that event, get lots of gems, lots of tickets. That was a really good time, so hopefully they'll do that going forward and keep improving on that consistency and connectivity between the two events. That'd be really cool. Obviously, it would be cool if we got another character at the end of this event, like maybe Sarah would be a stealth unlock or something. That would be really cool. I don't think we will, just because there's no cards for her in the game files. She has all of her artwork, so I assume we'll be seeing her in this event, maybe dueling her once or something towards the end when she unmasks herself. Maybe that'll be what happens. But beyond that, that's where our characters kind of lie. 3 characters, no unlock event in October, which for 5Ds we did. We got Traj and GX as well, we got Crowler, so by the end of October in both those worlds we had 6 characters. Here we're going to have 3 still, with run roaming events. They're clearly taking a different approach to DSOD world, making it more story based because we are focusing on a transcend game right now, and then going to move into the movie. So again, it's a different take on what they're doing with previous worlds, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes, because obviously we know October is going to be a bit of a catch-up month for newer players, so that's pretty cool. Next, let's talk about in general what I really like, and I think I really like this is the thing I love the most, honestly, about this world. And it's not the game, it's not the cards, it's the music and the artwork. This is the best music we've had in Duel Links for a very long time. Sometimes you get events come around with some stellar soundtracks. The majority, I think all of the soundtracks for this world are really, really good. I really like Sarah's theme, I really like the Ceremony Battle Yugi theme, and Kaiba's theme's really good. Even the Duel World Standard Duelist theme is really, really good, so I really do like that very much. So that's, again, one of my very, very big positives with this. Again, I'm quite high on the characters. I think the rewards we got for logging in were very fair. Of course, people wanted a Dream SR ticket, but we only got that with the 2nd anniversary, so maybe when the 3rd anniversary comes around, we'll get another Dream SR ticket. That'd be pretty cool. But in general, the whole surrounding events and campaigns have been really good. Adding these skill chips to the lottery or to the card trader have been a very good idea as well. I got beat down very early on, which is, again, a skill everyone's going to want for Kaiba. Probably the most used skill that Kaiba's going to have on him. But interesting, they're giving us more, the skill chip thing at least gives us something to do with our gold, which people have wanted for a very long time. It's very, very good. We've seen with the Duel Quest and the Pick a Gift campaign, it's going to be a very slow burn to actually get these. So depending on how that works with, future unlock events, or, with a card trade EX or something, maybe you can buy, your chips there or something. Who knows how that's going to work, but again, it's just something else to look forward to making the game a bit easier for newer players, and for, people that just, don't want to grind out so much for, those skills, which do take a while and can get very frustrating when you spend thousands of hours in PvP and still don't get light and dark dropping or something. So that's also a very big positive for me. Now, next up is the new box and structure deck, because do you include those as part of DSD World? Because they didn't, the world didn't have to happen for them to exist. It's not like with 5Ds where, the box had Synchromods in it. That world had to happen for this to happen, whereas this box structure deck didn't need a new world. It didn't need a new world to happen. It just happened to have some cards from the movie, and that's about it. Like, the rest of it didn't need DSD kind of with it. So I personally don't like including it with the world. I just see it as a new addition to the game at the same sort of time. And in that regard, it's pretty good. Like, apart from the fact that it was 2 main boxes back to back, which we saw last year, this year I feel like it, it hurt more than last year, because last main box was pretty good, and this one's also pretty good. And both of them are in general better than the 5Ds box from last year. Like, the 5Ds box from last year, honestly, you got Stardust and you got your Blue Eyes, and that was kind of it. Like, X-Sabers haven't really seen much more play, even Blue Eyes don't even really use any of the cards from that box apart from Silver's Cry anymore. So it really does go to show how kind of bad that box was at the time, especially since Synchros took forever to kind of come into their own, whereas now we know they are at least competent. This box just added a ton of cool decks to the meta, and a ton of really fun decks, stuff in the movie, which, again, is why I'm a bit like in 50-50 whether I include this as part of the thing or not, because if the movie didn't exist, this box would be even higher for me because of the Magician Girls, and because of all the movie cards in it, because I did like the movie and I quite like the new support in that movie. But as part of DSD World, like, you just took away a ton of cards that could have been used in events or could have been used as character level ups. Like, there was Pandemic Dragon, I think, in the box, and some other Kaiba cards. Why couldn't you have made Kaiba level 35 or 40 and splash those in there, rather than putting them in a box? Like, does it matter? Does that mean that in the future we're getting more higher quality level up rewards? Maybe. If that's the trade-off, then that's going to be very, very cool to see, and I hope that's the case. But if it's not, and we just get more repeats of some stuff we already got already, or some really bad level up rewards for like the 35, 40 or whatever, then that's going to be a bit of a shot in the foot. So honestly, I really like the box. I think it was a really, really good box. I'm really enjoying it. Did I spend too much money on it? Yeah, I did. Did I get my use out of it? Not yet, but I'm still going through. I'm still playing PvP, and I'm still enjoying making content on that box. So in general, the new cards with the world were very, very good. I do like that. I know not a lot of people. I know a lot of people didn't really think, oh, this box isn't that great, but clearly, it's a fun box, and I think that's the most important thing with the new world. Is a very fun box. If it's competitive, even better. We are seeing things like the Invokes being competitive, so definitely a good time there when all things are considered. So I'm sat here kind of thinking of what to say next, because I feel like I've gone through everything. We've gone through the characters, we've gone through the music, we've gone through the new cards, we've gone through the login campaign, which I think was really, really good. Obviously, we got Playman sleeves with the event, which again, really, really nice. Some of the better ones we've had in a while. And that's really it. There's the stage missions, of course, which were fine. I feel like they were a lot less grindy than DM, and they were easier than 5Ds, for sure. I guess maybe because we didn't have that one character that took forever to unlock with 5Ds or whatever. But in general, the stage missions were pretty good, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Again, that's one area I'm wary about, because even when you finish GX and 5D's world, they do say more stage missions coming soon, but it's been a year since 5Ds and 2 years since GX, and there's been nothing. Now, maybe that's because Konami sees that not many people are leveling up their stage, which is fine, but for the players that have maxed out the game, maybe just give a little bit more, maybe give people a push to kind of grind out their stages. Of course, you do get gems and rewards, but it's like 50 to 80 gems per stage. It's not too much to make a dent in players' gem income, but it would be appreciated if in the future we did get a more guaranteed stage increase or whatever. But beyond that, there's not much else in this world, and that sounds like there's not a lot in the world, because there is. There's a ton of cards, and it's a card game, of course, and you could talk about the cards all day, and the characters, and the voice lines, the animations. The animations actually really, really good. A bit disappointed we're not getting any for Mokuba specifically, and for Scud. Scud could have had a really gross monster as an animation or something. That would have been really cool, but no, they decided not to do that. So, in general, I think I put it on Twitter, there's less content in this new world. No, like, you can't dispute that fact. There's less content, because there's much less content in 5Ds. But in general, the content's higher quality, which I think is the important bit, and is why I'm so, like, kind of divided on whether I really, really like this world, or to be a bit more disappointed about it. Because, obviously, going down the line to the future, maybe this causes a problem. Maybe this means down the line we're going to be getting into March and, still not have, level 35 characters. Or maybe still only have 5 characters unlocked or something. Maybe we just have like Agami and Taya, or something like that. Who knows what they're going to do? It's going to be very exciting. Again, I've said I'm a bit wary of the future in regards to, those level up reward cards again, getting more characters and, depending what they do, but it also opens the door for them to add some interesting new events, to add Dimension Dueling as an event, which we know is in the game files and is different from the Super Conscious duels we had in the Prana event, in the Unknown Duelist event. So that could be really cool, and there's a lot they could do, and I hope that them coming out the gate with a different kind of farming event, with interaction with the Duel Quest, with them taking a different approach to storytelling as well, because it seems like the storytelling in this world between the characters is way more definite, It feels more like a story mode than maybe 5Ds did and maybe GX did. Hopefully this means they're taking a bit of a different approach with DSOD World, which would be interesting. And then again, if we get to Zexal next year, to see if they've learned anything from that, because I feel like they know 5Ds, people weren't happy with it. It was cool getting the new characters and the new synchro summoning and seeing those new monsters, all those new animations. But launch, people weren't happy with it, so maybe Konami decided, let's just scale things back a bit and make sure people are happy with this world. With the reward cards, with the new skills, with the new characters, with the new cards from the box and structure deck. And I think in general, people are happy. They're not happy about only having 3 characters, but they're happy about having the cards, and what we got in general is pretty high quality. But I speak for myself, I might be completely wrong on that. Let me know down below what you think. I apologize for this video being a bit rambling all over the place, but in general, that's my thoughts. Rambling all over the place, and that's my channel. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Duel video. See you then.